Hey everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and explain Lesson 9 Precept in a little more detail. This video is coming out a little bit late because I just got a new webcam and it took a while for this webcam to come in because they are all sold out everywhere. So I officially have one and I'm able to do this efficiently now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, if you've already submitted the Lesson 9, that's great. Watch this video, make sure you did it correctly. If you're an individual that is struggling on this lesson, obviously watch the video and I will extend the due date of the lesson so you have time to work on it. Okay? So, Lesson 9 Precepts. What this lesson is all about is taking the quotes from Wonder and, one, explaining them, so putting them into our own explanations or into our own terms, and then two, applying those quotes to real world situations. Right? Because what's so awesome about quotes or phrases or statements from historical figures is that we can take those ideas that they said and apply them to current situations. So we use our historians, our past leaders, our past role models, our past icons, and we use their life, their experiences, and we can help or have them help guide us in our experiences that we currently are living. Okay, so history is always important, and that's what quotes show us, is they are a glimpse into historical times, and they are often very applicable to many situations that we are living, or in some cases reliving. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take September and I'm going to first read it. I'll then go and put it into my own words, so I'll explain what it means. And then I will find a real-world example or a real-world situation as to where I can apply that quote to. All right? So September says, "When given the choice between being right or being kind, choose kind." And that's from Dr. Wayne W. Dwyer. Right? So what does that mean? Well, to me, what that means is often, make sure I spell everything right here, often through ensuring our success in being right, we also lose our ability to be kind. Okay, that is what my explanation is. So basically what that means is, by always forcing ourselves or ensuring that we are always right in a situation, we lose our kindness in the process. Okay? So what does that look like in a real world situation? Well, ding, ding, ding. We are literally living in a real world situation right now where this quote is very applicable. Right? COVID-19. A lot of different opinions about this virus. Still, even though we are merging into, in the United States, 3 months now. Across the world, we're looking almost 5 months now, right, with this. But there's a lot of differing viewpoints. Okay? So we're given some choices. Right? We all often think our opinions are the right one, which is nothing wrong with that. The question is, are we going to be humble enough, kind enough, to listen to other people's perspectives and actually consider them, right? So what I'm going to do is I will then apply this quote to a real-world example. So this quote is applicable to our current situation of COVID-19, where we can force our, I'm going to put right because we don't know, in quotes, because we don't know whose opinion is truly right. You might think yours is, or your parents are. Great. But just know for every one perspective, there's another perspective. Okay? So this quote is applicable to our current situation of COVID-19, where we force our right opinions on others, and through the process we lose our kindness of considering other perspectives. Okay, so that happens to be my explanation and my real world example. But this is what you're going to be doing, is you are explaining what the quote means and you're applying it to a real world example. Now, there are going to be some quotes that you may not know what they mean, and that is okay, because guess what? You have Google at your fingertips. Okay? October is one example. Your deeds are your monuments. So first off, if you don't know what this means, just don't give up. Look at it, dissect it. All right? What words in here do you not know? Is it deeds or is it monuments or is it both? If it's both, look up the definitions or look up synonyms of these words. So deeds often means actions. Okay? So your actions are your monuments. So kind of a different abstract way of looking at this. So what is a monument? And a monument's a figure. It's an idol. It is a landmark. It is typically something that presents an image, right? So if your actions are your image, what does that mean? Well, to me, your actions are your image means that people look at you based off of what you do. Okay? You could write that there, an explanation. If I can spell things right. Oh boy. People look at you based on what you do. Okay? That works. Very layman's terms. It's probably not the best formulated sentence in the world, but we get the gist of it, right? It's easier to understand now. How can we apply that? What does that look like in a real-world situation? Can you apply it in a real-world situation? So with that, look at your friends maybe. What do your friends do? And then therefore, how do you perceive your friends? All right, maybe one of your friends is always making light or making humorous jokes out of all situations. So then maybe that person you can't necessarily take serious because you know that they're always going to make a joke out of it, right? Or maybe one of your friends is always there, right, for you during your toughest times, and you know that you can trust that person to confide in because they never share your secrets with others, then you know that person, that image that they are presenting is a confidant, a person that you can trust, all right? Or maybe take this bigger, apply it to politicians, our president, right? Obviously be kind with it, right? But there's a lot that you can do with this quote because actions speak louder than words, because therefore our actions are what build our image that others perceive us as, right? If you're a person that is constantly lying and you're constantly stealing things, you're going to be perceived as an untrustworthy person, okay? So that's what that quote means, and then you can apply it to a real world example yourself. November, have no friends not equal to yourself. Whew, Confucius. Yeah, he speaks in very complex terms, a little bit harder to understand. So if you want to use Google, you can do that. You could type in have no friends not equal to yourself. And then from there, you can maybe learn what that means. To me, what that means is have no friends not equal to yourselves. Well, it's a double negative, so that makes it a little more complicated. So have no friends. So basically, don't have friends that are not equal to yourself. All right, so to me, what that means is have friends that are different. Okay, you don't want little replications of yourself because then you aren't exposed to different things, different thought processes, different life experiences. If you have a diverse friendship, you have a more well-rounded life. Okay, that's what that means to me. But again, that one's a little bit harder to understand, right? And then if you look at the next one, December, it's in a different language. It does have the translation there. Fortune favors the bold. All right, so you can take these, use Google however you want, look them up. Maybe even look up what is a real-world example of fortune favors the bold. Google that. And then maybe Google can give you some guidance there as well. There's nothing wrong with using the resource of Google. Okay? If you're really struggling, go for it. Use it. Use that resource. But make sure you use it correctly. Alright? So if you're taking information from a source, do not steal it. Quote it. I'm okay with that. If you say, yeah, according to Times on, Times, the Times magazine, it says, and then in quotes, you can put the explanation. All right, nothing wrong with that. But as you see, you have multiple months here, and you go through and you write your own definition and then the real world example of that quote. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and extend the due date for this as well, so look for that. I do want to point out real fast that there is 1 month that says John Wesley's Rule, read in book. We are not right now at that point of when that quote occurs. So there's nothing wrong if you want to look it up on Google. You can type in John Wesley's Rule and Wonder, and then it'll pop up with that quote on Google. Okay? So again, extending the due date. I hope this video helps. If you have any more questions, feel free to email me. All right, guys. Good luck.